If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to MMOXP.com. There will be a link in the description. They are the cheapest and safest option. You can use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. So if you guys are longtime watchers of the channel, I mean long time as in, I don't know, a month ago, we talked about how Adrian Novell, who is the senior gameplay designer at EA, basically had a thread talking about how he was a major decision maker when it comes to gameplay decisions within FC25. We kind of went over some of his tweets over the course of a couple days there. He even responded to me. Every time someone playing the game dribbles, passes, or shoots, will be experiencing the fruits of my designs and the hard work we all put in. Now, he's also been on Twitter responding to people too and taking feedback. So I gotta say, I said this before, I do appreciate that he is on Twitter willing to take feedback from the community because we don't have anybody to even talk to with that. But over the last few weeks, there's been more developments that have come out when it comes to people talking to gameplay devs and Adrian himself, actually, and some of his replies on Twitter that are just, now I'm well aware why EA doesn't talk to us, because they don't get it. They don't know really what the problem is. They don't get why we're upset, really. But we'll get into that right now. So, by the way, on the second channel, I haven't uploaded gameplay in a while. That will come back soon. I already recorded a gameplay vid, actually, but I was moving and stuff. I didn't have time to play Champs or Rivals really at all last week, so I haven't really played it in a while. But this channel is basically going to be whatever the hell I want to upload is going to be on here. So, remember the FutWizDan video we talked about? It was in my video maybe a couple weeks back where FutWizDan talked about how bad the AI really is with this new FCIQ system. The advanced forward makes absolutely no sense. This was pre the last, or 2 patches ago, which was a couple weeks back, where they said they tried to fix some of this stuff. Keep that in mind. I want to, be fair to EA here. But if you remember, FutWizDan's a coach for a lot of the FutWiz pros, and he was basically like trying to figure out what's going on in the game, and he just simply can't figure it out. He's literally taking time, probably hours studying gameplay, and he can't figure out any consistency at all in this game. So we saw that video. There's a reply here a little bit later from Adrian Novell. He was mentioned by this guy saying, hey, thoughts about this abomination? Adrian says, I think FutWizDan is very, very smart, and this is amazing and detailed feedback. So next time when he has access to these features early, as he did with FCIQ, I would like to hear this feedback earlier. So, I mean, even just the fact that he says that sentence alone there, he's pretty much saying, you were supposed to test the game and tell me what was wrong, and it's not my fault you didn't tell me. That's basically what the tweet is there. Now, maybe he's just saying that out of, like, spite, right? He doesn't really mean that, but that's how the tweet obviously comes across, and that's what he means in the tweet. This was sort of the first tweet that was concerning to me, and he did reply down here saying, it came across that way, not my intention. And Kempember responding saying, like, what the hell are you talking about? It came off a lack of accountability, hint of sarcasm, whether you meant it or not. To be fair to Adrian, he does say down here that it came across that way. He didn't mean it to be a sarcastic thing, right? Whatever. Okay, we keep going down here. He says it's not sarcastic, it's practical. He even a question he wants to ask himself, which is like, which questions or activities should we be having in order to make the best use of the pros' time and knowledge? And then Matty didn't back down here saying, then why is your response to this post basically, should have told us earlier when you had the chance? How is that taking this video made by Dan serious? And Adrian says, like, taking it seriously is the follow-up I will have with him to understand more this week, but you can't see that. You are obsessed with us being idiots, then be happy with that. I will not interact with you anymore from now on. The next tweet I thought was kind of interesting and slightly concerning as well. And keep in mind here, Adrian has not tweeted in a while, okay? He has not really tweeted much since this, like, first batch of tweets he was having about a month ago. But there was a recent development that came out, I think it was just a couple days ago, that's why I'm sparking this video, really. But okay, there was this tweet where Adrian responded to this Yaz was being sarcastic, being like, after about 50 games played, I must admit, I will congratulate you. The fruits of your design of being absolutely horrendous and the worst we've experienced since last year. I thank you for your efforts to make it worse and worse. Now, keep in mind, of course, the sarcasm and stuff like that. I'm sure he's tired of that. I'm sure he gets it a lot. From a human standpoint, I can understand why you'd be tired of hearing about how much your game sucks, right? I can understand that. It's your creation or what you kind of take pride in. Hearing that it sucks probably hurts. It hurts to hear that. But also, that comes with the job you make when you make games for millions of people. If you make a game that a lot of people don't think is very good, you're probably going to hear about that. And if you come out with a sentence saying, I'm so proud of the product we shipped, you then have to expect the extra criticism that you're going to get when people are constantly complaining about how broken the game is, whether even just be the gameplay decisions per se, but just the rest of it where just the gameplay itself is very bad and debatably just broken in general. He responds to the tweet with a bunch of feedback here, right? And Adrian says, thank you so much. A lot of this is actionable. A lot isn't. So this was an interesting tweet because what here isn't actionable from a gameplay developer's point of view? Does that make sense to you guys? When you read through this, like, inconsistent finishing inside the box, defenders unable to read lofted intercepted through balls. Inconsistent passing and passing lock on aiming. Travellas are on par with last year's game, if not worse this year. That was before the second patch, right? So that's been worked on already. Horrible AI off-ball movement. What here, apart from, I guess maybe you would say horrible and slow dribbling, especially with left stick movement, if I guess you would consider that maybe a choice to have sort of slower dribbling this year. What here isn't actionable for him? That is very strange to me. That are there like so many different dev teams working on so many different parts of the game that the cohesion is so difficult to have there? I mean, it's very confusing to me where a lot of this is actionable and a lot isn't. That statement to me, very strange. Maybe I could be wrong about that. If you guys know a lot about gameplay development, let me know what he means by that if you think you know what he means by that. But that very odd to me that he's saying that some of it he just straight up he can't work on that. This tweet also wasn't even the third tweet I wanted to talk about here, but the last sentence, looking forward to things we are already brewing for 26. This was over a month ago, right? September 27th, guys. When 25 comes out, the day of release, now it is secondary, okay? They're gonna obviously fix the bugs, they're gonna patch it up a little bit, but what is their main focus? Next year's game. So if the game sucks, it's like, oops. I mean, we have to go through drastic changes, which is gonna take a ton of time, then inhibit our abilities to make 26 better potentially because our team's only so big. It's just, it shows you an insight into the developer's mind, but it's September 27th, which was the day of release for the standard edition of the game, and they're already saying, hey, looking forward to the things we're already brewing for 26, right? It shows you an insight into the mind of a developer, and it's not even really his fault per se, but unfortunately, they're already working on 26 more than 25 on the day of release. I'm guessing. I'm speculating there, but I'm guessing that they are. And one of the most viral tweets from yesterday, which kind of sparked this video in general, was Mad HD Gamer saying, "What has happened to gameplay? It's never been this slow, and COD every single game feels the same speed. Ultimate Team changes all the time, so it's hard to get any rhythm." And then Ricky, who's kind of a big personality on Twitter, saying EA's actually coming to a point that this shit feels unplayable on console at least. A few know about this, but I was in a Discord call with 2 gameplay devs and they genuinely think that nothing is wrong this year. Got a final response and kicked from a Discord by Dan. Fuck was Dan we talked about earlier. To be fair, Ricky tweets out saying, "I've talked with Adrian a lot as well. Won't leak or show much about our convo, but a very respectable guy. Just wish we had some more solutions to actually fix this game." So he's saying that like Adrian has at least been kind to him, but he has also accused them here of saying like they don't really think anything is wrong with the game. What I think they mean by that is I think when they bring up the delay, when they bring up the slowness in gameplay, the inconsistencies from game to game, I think they don't think that's a thing. That would be my guess in what he means by this tweet here. So why would EA not want to talk to us? Why would gameplay devs not want to talk to us? Well, it's hard when the criticisms, the biggest criticism that we have of their game, they don't have any idea why it's happening. Why would you even try and fight the losing battle when you know you're going to get constant abuse of like, hey, what the fuck is wrong with the delay of this game? Why would they even attempt to hear that feedback when they know, I don't know what the fuck the problem is. I didn't work on this game. Like Adrian, I think said he started working on this game on FIFA 22. The gameplay delays existed for 7, 8, 9 years prior to 22. He probably has no idea how to fix that. I've doubted it's a system that EA implemented intentionally. I doubted that. I still don't think that's the case. It could be the case though. I think it's just something wrong with the inner workings of this game. But I'm not surprised to see that, oh yeah, he talked to us for like a couple weeks and then was done because it's a losing battle. They don't know how to fix their game. They don't know how. It's not an excuse for him, of course. It's not an excuse for any of these gameplay devs. I wish they could talk to us about it, but I'm sure they can't legally. But why would they talk to us when it's a losing battle? They know they can't fix the biggest problem with this game. So when you're really proud of the product we shipped, but the product you ship isn't necessarily the same on a game-to-game basis, combining all that stuff, I mean, it's impossible to even attempt to try and fix your game when things change on a game-to-game basis. So I think, especially when somebody like him, he probably does care about the game a lot. I'm not shitting on him only. Like, I'm really not. I'm not trying to. There's a human element to all this that we got to keep in mind, that he's going to be prideful about the game that he's created, and I'm sure there's lots of great things he has created, but there's a lot of bad things too that have come with it that, but I personally have made these decisions. If I was in his shoes, I would not have. And I'm sure you guys probably wouldn't have either, but at the same time, the biggest problem with this game is probably not even his fault. It's that we have inconsistent gameplay from a game-to-game basis that nobody on this goddamn team or works for this company knows how to fix, guys. They don't know how to fix it. If they knew how to fix it, it would have been fixed by now. It is not all in our heads. That used to be a thing people said, by the way. The FIFA subreddit, you'd see on Twitter, the debate was like, oh, it's all in your head. You don't see that anymore because it's so pronounced now that you can't deny it. It's getting worse by the year because they're adding things on top of each other every single year, from FIFA 22 to 23 to 24 to 25, and get worse every year because we just have more mountains and mountains of code on top of each other that, oh yeah, it's undeniable now. The gameplay delay is undeniable, and nobody at this company knows how to fix it. Which, is that even his fault? Probably not, but at the same time, you also can't expect to say, I'm really proud of the product we shipped, and every time someone plays the game, dribbles, passes, or shoots, will be experiencing the fruits of my designs. And you cannot expect to not receive feedback from them when the game sucks dick. I'm sorry. It's okay to empathize with the human element in all this and like kind of feel bad for him, but also this is probably the worst the gameplay's been in a long time, maybe since 19, you would say. I know last year it was really bad too. Somehow you might say it's worse than last year. It's obviously up for debate, but yeah, it's a complex situation. But I want to take away one thing from this video is that you want to know why EA doesn't talk to us much about the gameplay. It's that, why would they when they don't know how to fix the biggest problem with the game? It's a losing battle for them. It makes no sense. They're better off staying quiet and just hoping people are okay with it over time. That's literally what their best bet is. But maybe I'm wrong and he comes back and we start to get better games and stuff like that. I just don't think that even if next year 26 comes out, it's actually a good gameplay game, that I'm more inclined to believe is just luck at this point, guys, and not actual, oh, we figured this shit out. I need 2 years. We need more of a sample size to see if they've actually figured shit out or not, if delay seems to be better next year or whatever. I mean, there's no chance it even happens, guys. I don't know why I'm even saying that. I don't know what I'm even saying anymore, but basically the point is, I'm sorry, Adrian, but you cannot expect people to be super duper constructive with this game when we've tried to do that for many years, and the biggest issue with the game has been entirely ignored because either you don't know what the fuck you're doing or you're just sticking your head in the sand and ignoring it because you don't think it's a problem, which I don't know which one's worse. You guys decide. But I don't know. I think that's all I gotta say today. Let me know in the comments, of course, what you guys think. I'll read the comments from this video on tomorrow's video, main channel video, that is. I love you all. Peace.